Ian Ward's journey to unmask the crimes of the young and the restless is a series of surprises and drama, but no one expected that a character who seemed to have reformed, Ian Ward, would return to threaten the peace of the community. Tessa Porter, a promising singer with a complicated past, accidentally discovered a shocking secret. Pastor Warren, who always appeared humble and repentant, was actually Ian Ward, a con man with a history of crimes. The secret unmasked. At first, Tessa had no doubts about Ian's true identity. He appeared to be a righteous person, always showing that he had changed. But as the small pieces of the puzzle gradually fell into place, she began to realize suspicious clues. The fateful encounter occurred when Tessa encountered Ian in a situation that reminded her of the horrifying stories about him in the past. After confirming the truth, Tessa immediately shared her discovery with Chance Chancellor, who was always steadfast in protecting justice. Chance quickly took action. The security cameras at the Society restaurant recorded all of Ian's suspicious actions. This made it impossible for Ian to continue to hide his true self. But his capture did not stop at relying on modern technology. Today's digital systems, with their zooming, wide-angle, and high-resolution capabilities, provided enough clear evidence to refute Ian's claims of repentance. The plan failed. Ian had always been confident that he had covered his tracks and was completely reformed, but he could not have foreseen that modern technology would expose everything. The old VHS tapes, which he had once thought were insufficient evidence, were now obsolete. Security camera footage showed that he not only plotted a plot, but also deliberately drugged Sharon Newman, Nick's ex-wife, to manipulate and control the situation. Sharon, after being poisoned by Ian, quickly recovered thanks to timely help from her family. But the consequences of the incident did not stop at physical health. It also left a feeling of anxiety and shock in the hearts of her loved ones, especially Nick and Faith. Sharon's absence initially went unnoticed, but when people realized something was wrong, they immediately rushed to protect her. The fateful moment. Everything came to a head when Ian, in desperation, tried to maintain his cover. He did not expect that the unexpected appearance of Mariah, Sharon's daughter, would be the turning point that completely ruined him. In a dramatic situation at the Society restaurant, Mariah caught Ian trying to help Tessa up after she fell. This seemingly simple act is evidence that he is plotting to involve Tessa in another dark plan. Mariah does not let it go. She quickly confronts Ian and informs Nick and Faith. The large presence of Tessa and Sharon's loved ones leaves Ian with no way out. Before the police arrive, he deliberately gives the restaurant manager an extra inhaler, in order to hide his true intentions. Emotional finale. The presence of the Newman family members at the scene adds to the tension of the incident. Nick, Faith's protective father who still has deep feelings for Sharon, cannot contain his anger. He confronts Ian directly, demanding that he admit all his crimes. Meanwhile, Faith, despite her young age, proves her strength by reassuring her mother and Tessa. Chance Chancellor, after gathering enough evidence from the security system and witness statements, issues an arrest warrant for Ian at the scene. His boast of being reformed was officially disproved. With nothing left to justify, Ian was led away in handcuffs before the eyes of his former victims. The journey continues. Tessa Porter, despite being traumatized by the incident, proved her strength. With the support of Mariah and the Newman family, she was determined to overcome the pain to focus on her music career. This incident not only made her more mature, but also highlighted the love and solidarity between the characters on The Young and the Restless. Ian Ward's return, though brief, left a great lesson for everyone. Not everyone truly changes, and vigilance is always necessary in life. With an emotional and dramatic ending, this story will definitely be one of the memorable highlights of The Young and the Restless. The bustling atmosphere of New Year's Eve has been disrupted by a dark plot. Ian Ward, a character with a criminal past, has returned to the city with evil intentions. This time, his target is Tessa Porter, a rising star and lover of Mariah Copeland. While Tessa is busy serving customers at the Society restaurant on New Year's Eve, Ian takes advantage of a brief moment to carry out his despicable act. When Tessa leaves the table to help the customers, Ian quickly pours drugs into her water bottle. He pretends that nothing has happened, but the cold look in his eyes is clear evidence of the dark plot being drawn. Ian knows that the Society restaurant is full on this special night, and that makes it difficult for Tessa to check everything thoroughly. He takes advantage of her busyness to carry out his sinful act without anyone realizing it. Security system enhanced. Although she did not witness Ian's crimes, Abby Winters, the owner of Society Restaurant, anticipated the risks of Ian's presence. With her keen instincts, Abby decided to install a new security camera system in the area where Ian often visited. This action not only protected customers but also brought peace of mind to the restaurant's employees. Meanwhile, Tessa's loved ones, including Mariah, Nick Newman, and Faith Newman, also began to suspect Ian's unusual presence in Genoa City. Although they did not know his specific plans, their intelligence and sensitivity made them more vigilant, especially when Ian had a history of causing harm to their family. Sharon's mysterious disappearance. As the New Year's Eve festivities at Society Restaurant were in full swing, Mariah suddenly realized something strange. Her mother, Sharon Newman, was not present among the group of loved ones gathered at the restaurant. Sharon's absence initially went unnoticed due to the bustling atmosphere, but after the clock struck midnight, Mariah's unease began to grow. While everyone was busy with New Year's greetings, Sharon was actually drawn into another of Ian's plans. As Sharon was about to leave the parking lot to join her family, she was suddenly ambushed by Jordan, one of Ian's henchmen. Jordan followed Ian's orders and knocked Sharon unconscious on the spot. Heartbreaking scene. Sharon was taken to a suburb of Genoa City, where Ian had prepared a secluded location to hold her hostage. The sight of Sharon with her face covered in duct tape and her hands tied was a heartbreaking sight. As a strong and determined woman, Sharon never thought she would fall victim to such a cruel plot. But what's even sadder is that this action is not only to hurt Sharon, but also Ian's way of sending a terrifying message to the Newman family and her friends, the dark plot behind. Ian not only targets Sharon, but also plans to weaken the spirit of all those who oppose him. Tessa, with her sensitivity and intelligence, begins to feel unusual signs in her body after drinking water at Ian's table. Although she doesn't understand what's happening, she suspects that she has been poisoned and shares her worries with Mariah. Mariah, always sensitive to any unusual signs, immediately connects the pieces in her mind: Ian's sudden appearance, her mother's disappearance, and his suspicious behavior. She decides to act immediately, calling for support from Nick and Faith to find Sharon and expose Ian. Plan to expose Ian. Thanks to the security camera system that Abby installed, Mariah's team finds important evidence proving that Ian committed the evil act at the Society Restaurant. Meanwhile, Sharon, despite being tied up, still tries to find a way to send a distress signal to her family. The Newman family's trust and solidarity once again become an important factor in confronting Ian. Ian, with his cunning nature, did not anticipate that his actions would be exposed by the very people he despised. Mariah's team not only rescues Sharon in time but also cooperates with Chance Chancellor to collect evidence to force Ian to pay for all his crimes. The confrontation with Ian Ward leaves an unforgettable mark on the Newman family's lives. Tessa, Sharon, Mariah, Nick and Faith not only overcome their traumas but also learn a great lesson: never underestimate the potential danger, even from those who claim to have reformed. Although New Year's Eve in Genoa City is not as perfect as they would like, their faith, love and unity help them win. With Ian arrested and the crimes exposed, justice has once again prevailed in Genoa City, once again threatened by dark forces, and this time, at the center of the chaos is the return of Ian Ward, a relentless sower of insecurity, and his henchman, Jordan. Their plot not only targets Sharon Newman but also pushes the entire Newman family into a dangerous spiral, forcing the strongest people like Victor Newman to act more decisively than ever. Nick's warning and Victor's decision. Nick Newman is the first to recognize the potential danger when Ian reappears. As a father who protects his family at all costs, Nick does not hesitate to warn Ian that any of his actions will not be hidden from him. But Nick's warning is not enough to shake Ian's determination. Instead, Ian becomes even more daring, avoiding all suspicion and continuing his dark plans. Victor Newman, the head of the Newman family, cannot stand idly by. He understands that Ian is not simply a threat, but an enemy that cannot be taken lightly. When Victor discovers that Sharon has disappeared on New Year's Eve, it becomes clear that Ian is up to something bigger, something that could endanger the entire Newman family. Victor, with the instincts of a man who has always won every battle, raises his reaction to the highest level. He orders his close associates to hunt down Ian at all costs, while warning the entire family of the lurking danger. Sharon Newman and the Sinister plot. Sharon Newman, a strong woman who has also experienced many traumas in her life, becomes the main target of Ian and Jordan's plot. When Sharon goes missing on New Year's Eve, everyone initially thinks she simply left the party to have some private time. But Nick, with his keen instincts of a person who always pays attention to every detail, begins to suspect. He senses something is amiss with the medication Sharon is taking. Have they been altered, or worse, poisoned? Victor's concerns grow as he digs deeper and discovers that Sharon's absence is no coincidence. Early signs point to her being manipulated into becoming a pawn in Ian's plans. He wants to frame Heather, a mysterious figure with ties to both Ian and Sharon, for her murder. Ian is not only after Sharon's life, but also the reputation and stability of the Newman family. Ian and Jordan, the destructive couple. Ian is not alone. He has the help of Jordan, a woman who is equally cold and dangerous. Jordan is not only Ian's henchman, but also the one who carries out his most ruthless plans. She kidnaps Sharon and takes her to a secret location outside Genoa City, where she is held captive in a deplorable condition, hoping to break her both mentally and physically. Ian and Jordan both intend to exact revenge on the Newman family. But their ruthlessness and blind determination put them in danger. As Victor and Nick team up to track down Sharon, Ian and Jordan begin to lose control, putting their plans at risk. The confrontation and the cost. While Sharon struggles to stay sane and find a way to escape Ian and Jordan's control, Victor and Nick search for clues. Abby Winters, with the security camera system at the Society restaurant, provides a crucial detail about Ian's appearance on New Year's Eve. The images from the camera help Victor's team track down the location of Sharon. The final confrontation takes place in a tense situation. Ian, cunning by nature, tries to use Sharon as a hostage to bargain with Victor. But Victor, as usual, is not easily intimidated. He uses his intelligence and vast resources to corner Ian and Jordan. In this confrontation, Ian and Jordan realize that they cannot win. Their evil is not only exposed, but also leads to a tragic end. Both must face justice, and their fate is determined by the cruel actions they have committed. The Newman family, strength and unity. Despite facing unpredictable dangers, the Newman family once again proves that their unity and strength cannot be broken. Sharon, after being rescued, not only appreciates Nick and Victor's efforts but also regains faith in herself. Tessa, Mariah, Faith, and others all contribute to helping Sharon overcome the mental shock. Victor, the head of the family, asserts that Genoa City will never be a place for the likes of Ian Ward. He declares that the Newman family will always be ready to face any challenge, whether it comes from outside or within. End and lesson. The story of Ian Ward and his dark plot is not only a reminder of the dangers of evil, but also a testament to the power of love, trust, and courage.